Period. Hold on, you guys. Oh, someone says something discussing the challenges and battles in AI control. Yeah, share your thoughts. You guys can write in the comments what y'all feel. Hello? Let your voice be heard. How y'all feeling about this? This AI technology that they trying to replace replace the originals with. Like they going all in on this. You know, it's like a lot of money was invested because they knew that the time of our awakening. They knew that. They knew that we were gonna get to our highest level of awakening down here, where we're breaking everything. We're breaking the matrix down. We're breaking through all these curses, all these spells, all these delusions. We're breaking it down, right? Because 2026, it was already spoken of it's the year of explosion. It's the year of enlightenment. It's the year of the awakening. You know, I'm talking about on a high level because the frequency of the planet has risen. I'm talking about like rising, like so high to where you see, you know, these people like in Hollywood, how they turn into skeletons and stuff. You can see their bones and they, you know, these, you know, they ain't getting fed. They can't live off of, you know, high, you know, a high vibrational planet, and we're doing it. And they thinking like AI is going to save them, but they don't understand that our frequency can bust these, you know, they can bust. Like if you stand next to an AI generated in so-called intelligence of a robot, you can break, your frequency can break that. Like they really can start like going into, you know, some type of dilemma where they got to take this robot away because you deactivated it with your frequency. You know, it's a real thing. You know, the Most High wasn't playing about his creations. You cannot try to match this what the Most High had created. You can't match it. You can make AI robots, dolls, and, you know, try to make artificial real dolls, you know, try to sell them. And it's like they doing all this to try to overmine the Most High in his creations. But all the Most High doing is he's awakening us and he's putting us in the high frequency where we're just going to break that too. I'm talking about stuff is going to start, you know, deactivating, like actually crumbling. Like you're going to see that before your eyes. You're going to be right next to a robot and all of a sudden you just going to hear something like going crazy. I'm telling y'all going to see this stuff. I'm already seeing it. These AI robots, they scattering because they like, what type of frequency is that, right? And there's nothing that they can do, these AIs could do in your frequency. So they try to scatter. Once they realize who you are based off of your frequency, that you see them scattering, you see them running. They're trying to get away from you real quick. You know, it's the real thing. You'll go to a place that you would know an AI robot is, like a coffee shop. You know, they got them really at the coffee shop places, right? And then you'll go there and then you already tell them, hey, you know, this is how I want my coffee. If you guys still going to these places, I'll pray to God that you divine ones are not going to no restaurants. Y'all not going to none of these stores where they make your food, your drinks. I hope you guys need to become your own bartistas. Bartiste, okay? Y'all need to become your own bartender, bartista, chef, whatever. Y'all need to be your own, okay? Because it's a bunch of AI robots there, and they're programmed to do things according to what they are told to do in those, you know, in those areas of where you trying to go and trying to get some food or drinks. I already put you guys on to that, you know, a while ago, you know. Please don't. You will literally be doing yourself a disgrace. Okay? But I'm saying, if you are, you know, if you do go there just to study the place, right? Because they all got AIs there, right? And you tell them, you know, you just act like you about to purchase something, like act like you about to order something or whatever. Make some type of purchase of an order, right? And you're telling them, hey, I want 2 sugars, you know, I want 1 creamer, you know, I want a large this and that, whatever. And they'll be like, they'll be cool, you know, with everybody else. But when you come, right, and you say your order, excuse me, ma'am, what was that again? Sir, excuse me, what was that again? And then they trying to put it in the computer, and you think they put it in the computer, and then, but they around, like they got signals where they accent, you know, co-workers to help them. Because they can't function in your frequency. They need, they as long as you're staying there, they cannot function. Okay? I examine that, you know, with AI. I do that on purpose because I just want to know if they really can function in high frequencies. They cannot. They cannot. They really break down to where, you know, they have to call another employee, or they got to go to the back really quick. Like, oh, one moment. And they go right to the back. And you don't see them come back again. You know? Yeah, definitely. That's why I don't have people make my food, because it's definitely a transfer of energy. You know, whatever that they have on them, it goes right in the food that you're eating. That's why I never, you know, I don't do that, you know. And then if I do like slip up or whatever, I would literally have to go detox. You know, and that's out of the, that's like, you know, wouldn't be a chance of me slipping up. But I'm saying, like, if I ever was, because nobody's perfect, but if I ever was to, I would literally have to detox, like right on the money, detox, and get that out. Because everything is energy. We got to understand that. Everything is energy, you know, but we're speaking of these AIs, you know, what they're trying to do, you know, with these AIs, it's not going to work with us, because again, the way they built these AI, you know, robots, they don't have the frequency that we have. Why do you think the Most High always, you know, he's on us of raising our vibration? Hey, he's so big on raising our vibration, because these other creations, you know, artificial intelligence creations that they create out here, they don't have that. That's one thing they don't have over us, is high frequency. They don't have it. We will always overcome them with our high frequency level, our high vibration. They can't get all the way up here. That's why they can't stand us. And they trying to figure out, they trying to study you every day and try to take notes on why we still can't match, you know, this divine one here. Because they don't have the frequency levels. A parasite can't have high vibrations. They only operate in low vibrations. It don't matter if they even program this AI to have all this intelligence. What about the frequency level? The frequency level is still low. So it would not be a match for us. Ma'am, sir. They're going to start glitching. They're going to start erupting in our frequency. Just go. You guys just do experiment and go out here and go around these AI individuals. I wouldn't even say individuals, AI robots. And see how they operate around you. They don't even want to, you know, even really be around you, because you already, you know, they start dropping stuff. You know, they start, I'm sorry. It's like, how many times you gonna say sorry? What is going on? What you not comprehending? And then they'll get replaced. You'll look over there, you look back, and then it'll be somebody else in front of you trying to help you. And I'm like, what is the matter? What's going on? But then again, it's like we have a high frequency. We make even, you know, normal. We make with our frequency, you intimidate normal beings. I'm talking about the ones that the regular creations. You intimidate, you know, with your frequency. Now think about the AI robot. You know, and this is the things that they don't talk about. You know, and that's why, and I seen a video where they have it where folks can decide if they want to be a robot or if they want to stay, as a creations that they was created. And I didn't think it was, believable. Like, until I seen the video that folks are actually wanting to be a live doll. I'm talking about forever, a live doll. They rather just be like a doll. And this was already happening with Siri. Y'all know Siri is an actual, what was an actual person, right? People was volunteering and actually, I wouldn't even say getting paid, because they wanted to swap themselves from being Siri, like in a device, rather than being, a human being. This was happening back in 2026? Or was it 2018? I think it was in between there. It was 2016 or 2018. They wanted to be swapped as technology. Like in a technology, trapped in a technology device, as being Siri, and as being some type of conscious uploaded into the cloud. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they were doing that back in like 2018. Yep. But now they escalated to a doll, a live doll, like actually putting their conscious in a doll and living like that, rather than living as like a human. So all this is going on, right? And we oblivious to it. We just going about our day. We not understanding, like, there's a live, conscious person that you speaking to when you like, hey, what's the weather like? Or what day is it? And you really talking to a live a human. They actually listening to you when you be having your phone on, and you be whatever that you be doing according to your phone. This is a person that's actually tuning in and interacting with you, communicating with you and stuff. You don't ever get this thing twisted. You thinking like, oh, this is just like an AI generated intelligence. No, this is actually individual. This is crazy. And it's like, what is going on? Like, they're taking this technology thing to a whole nother level. Like, this is weird. So we divine ones, we gotta start moving a totally different way. Like me, I already said I'm not gonna be too much in the city. I don't see city life as being my life at all, because they got all these AIs, and I don't dwell with artificial, robots. So I would not be, too much, dwelling in cities. I may go to and fro if I need something or whatever, need to pick up something, but I'm not being around AI people. They already getting on my nerves. They already glitching. I have to keep repeating myself, and and they like, what was that, ma'am? Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you keep saying sorry? Why you can't function but they can't function in our frequency? They can function in low. If you have a low vibration, a low frequency, they can do good. But with high vibrational people, you are gonna have a hard time. You ask one simple question of, do you guys have this in y'all store? What was that again? Like what? If I have to look at it on my phone, why are you there? You're supposed to help the customers, right? You're supposed to be able to answer questions. You're supposed to be able to help, right? It's like you gotta do it. In order for you to get what you need, according to these stores, you have to do the work. Because the AIs, I'm telling you, they will glitch in your frequency. I'm telling you, you would not get no help. You wouldn't. They'll have you going in circles. You'd be like, you know what? Never mind. Because I'm dealing with a robot anyway. I'm not even dealing with an actual human being. I don't even know how it even came down to this, where we're literally trying to get help from a robot. They made it to where you consenting to a robot. A robot that's programmed only to low vibrational things, climates. You're not that. So you're going to have a hard time. I'm just trying to prepare you guys for this. You know, like really start meditating more. You know, if you got to get up early and meditate more, or at night you got to stay up, or you got to work out to release, some attention, go ahead and do that, because it's getting like I'm getting lower and lower tolerance, because everywhere, they placing these AIs. They place these AI robots everywhere. It's not just in one place. They got them everywhere. It's like they had, have y'all seen iRobot? It's like they had a laboratory and they had like over 1,000 of them, and they sending them out everywhere. Because at first it wasn't this many. Now it's a lot. It's a lot. A lot of them. Yeah, fake pigeons. Yeah, Royal. Yeah, they be recharging. Yeah, they got USB chargers to charge fake dogs and fake fake animals. Yeah, and it's not. That's what I said. It's not just fake. They trying to get fake AI people. They doing the whole AI with everything. They doing fake AI with everything. Pets, all creations of the Most High. They trying to make it as it being an AI version of it. They try to make an AI version of all like the natural original, creations. They trying to make it AI. And it's sick. And I'm not about to be around it. I'm telling you, I don't have tolerance for this. I really don't. I do not. And then they want people to buy it. I've seen this fake dog that this lady had. I'm like, if you wanted a dog, why don't you just go buy a dog? They even have dogs where you can go and you can adopt. The same one, the same AI stupid one that you have, you can go actually purchase the real one. I believe that lady was AI. I believe she wanted to match what she was. I believe she was an AI robot. So she wanted an AI dog. I'm telling y'all, they trying to get this order where they trying to replace all the originals. I'm telling you. And they forever generating all these AI robots. They got have y'all seen that Will Smith movie with iRobot? Remember, he was walking around and he was like, man, I'm not with this. Everybody was like, no, love the AI. Love the AI robots. They cool. You know what I'm saying? They don't mean no harm. They cool. This robot help me, help me with this. And this robot, try to make it as if, they're not evil. Like they mean well. Understand, if somebody is programmed, they could be programmed to do some wicked. They could turn on that switch and they could just do evil. They could do some corrupt things like in the movie. Remember, Will Smith was like, man, I just have an intuition that if these AI robots are actually robots, they can change them in a corrupt way. Remember, we're in a corrupt world. So why would we trust a program? Anything that's programmed, that's an enemy to us. Because if they're not submitted and under the real actual creator, and they created, they could be created for evil. It's just a time where they gonna set this thing off. Y'all need to go and watch iRobot so y'all can understand what I'm saying, because a lot of you guys are not here with it. So go watch that movie, because again, remember what I told you guys. They create movies based off of what the freak they doing. They always put a movie in front of you to let you know that, hey, this is what we doing. And this exactly where we at right now. This is exactly remind me of iRobot with the actual with the Siri. They had in the laboratory, they had Siri there in the middle. She was orchestrating, the whole thing. You would think, oh, Siri is just, an artificial intelligence. That's a real lady. She even said it in the movie. She was a real lady. They tried to mock her, like Will Smith tried to mock her. She said, I'm not what you think I am. He was like, who are you? He was like, I'm actually the same as you is. I'm just in a machine. Let's not get this thing twisted. But the thing is, they got trapped in it because the adversary, he's like, well, it's easy to control someone when your conscious state is in the robot, but I can control you easier that way. He can control a robot easier that way. Hooked up already to the system. I can turn you on and turn you off. I can you even see that in Hollywood. Go look at them interviews where they was interviewing, some of the AI versions of the so-called celebrities, right? They have AI versions of them celebrities. We're not, I hope y'all following me, right? And when I think it was Nicki Minaj, she was an AI. They put an AI version out, on her. She was somewhere else or whatever, but they had an AI version of her in the interview. And he was asking her something. I think it was what's the little comedy dude? The little comedy guy that be up there, doing funny skits and stuff. Marco. Y'all know Marco, funny Marco. He was interviewing Nicki, the AI version, and he was like, what do you be saying, in your music? Just asking her, trying to throw her off, being funny. And she was like, what I did, and she was like, her eyes was rolling back, her eyes was rolling back in her head, and she was like going like this, and he was like, oh my God, he was like, oh wait, what was that? What's going on? And they tried to dim the light and try to make it seem like it was like some type of skit, but no, she was the clone, not the clone, the AI, because we can't even say clone no more. They AI, she was deactivating right in the middle of an interview. Let me get this out. Y'all go back to them interviews. They glitching. They was like for 10 minutes. They tried to get her back. And when she got back, she was like puzzled, like this, looking like in like thin air. And then he was like, hello, are you here? And she was like, yeah, duh, I'm here. They tell you this. They put this right in front of your face. Yeah, they robot. Yeah, a lot of them, AI, athletes are robots. We know that. They glitch right on the man in the stage. They glitch on the field, football, basketball, soccer, tennis, gymnastics. They just glitching. And they always try to have this combat or trying to downplay and try to water it down as if what just happened didn't happen. We just seen that. We seen what happened. And then people still run around here as if, they're not enlightened of that. When you see it, you're supposed to be enlightened. You're supposed to wake up. A lot of these folks around you are literally AI, robots. Kids, they even got kids as AI, robots. You see them kids that just be around here just be, they ain't kids. Something going on. They ain't no kid. What is that? Some of the animals be acting weird. They know they ain't no actual animal. That's not the natural use of how that animal would maneuver. Birds. They got birds just spying or just following you down the block. That ain't no actual bird. Just be following you, and then when you sit, they be sitting there trying to, and then have it like where they turn their head. That ain't no dang bird. My whole job is probably that. I literally the jobs that I had, they was all of them maneuver as AI. They had them folks AI. And it's hard to believe, but it's not, because they having it out. They having it out. Like they putting it in your face. They're not even hiding it. It's not even a secret. They have it in your face. They telling you. Yes, they are. Yes, they is. They swapping consciousness with chosen ones. Yes, they are. But they trying to. But again, what's happening, what I said before, is they can't get on the vibration. They can't get on our frequency. That's the difference. That's why they can never match us. This is what they studying. Oh, they studying you night and day. They try to get this thing down pat, but they can't, because no AI version can get on the frequency and the level of your vibration. This is why they always mad. They got an attitude with you. You know, everywhere you go, you know, they looking at you like they looking at you up and down. They, you know, they got this crummy look in their face, you know, because they tried everything to get on your level, your scale, but they can't ever get on that type of frequency, that vibration. You would literally debunk them every single time. Every single time they try to rage some type of spiritual warfare, or they try to do it technology wave, like you know, waves of that, you know, the vibration and the frequency that they trying to, you know, put towards this technology, you debunk it because you're too high. You're not a match for none of these low vibrational things or creations they try to event down here. That's the difference between us and them. They can never compare. They can't, there's nothing they can do to replace us. Folks is going to always search for our energy, our frequency. Forget about the intelligence. We unmatch them with our intelligence. We get the intelligence from the highest source, the Most High. The stuff that we talk about, they don't know. A lot of stuff they learn from us. They tune in and they try to get in this AI, you know, to try to make it seem as like so that nobody would know that it's them tuning in to be watching us, to learn from us. They be learning from us. And then they go and they try to make it seem like it was them, or they invented it, or they learned. No, you learned that from a divine one. You stole that. You stole that knowledge. You was never given that knowledge. You guys not even connected to a higher power to even know that. They was tuning in to us. They tried to rob and steal everything from us, but they can't beat us because they can't get on that, once again, that high vibration, that frequency level. We outdo them every single time. We outdo them every single time. We will constantly do this. Every time. All they can do at this point is just watch, because they can't stop that. And then they're really being doomsday, because when we go over there we'll ruin their whole AI bots. We'll go there and they'll just drop. We'll go there and our frequency will make it where they just drop. And they can't get turned back on either. They be up there trying to turn them back on in the machine. They can't even turn back on unless we leave. And we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Some of them, I'm telling you, some of them, you go ahead and try it, you guys. You know you got high vibrations, right? Go in the mix of AI robots and see what happens. You will see the reaction that they get, like how they start really deactivating. So they have to run, like they got to run away from you. They got to make up some excuse to leave. It's a true thing. Like I'm telling you, we ain't nothing to be played with. How the Most High created us, it's no match for their creations down here. It's like they should be embarrassed by now. Yeah, they all up on social media, the AIs. They all up on social media trying to be like us because they've been studying us for so long. So they're like, I can act like that too. Look at me. And you look ridiculous. People are like disgusted with that. They're not looking and charming in on you as if, you something that they want to actually see. This is something that's weird. They trying to figure out where you even came from. Because they trying to mimic us to the T so bad, and they look like a parasite. People are like, what, like, they're reporting it. Like, this is not, what is that? Like, this is not human. Like, they're trying to figure out, is that something that should be here? Like, amongst the people. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, it's working. We're actually we're actually getting a reaction like humans. No, you're not. No, you're not. Folks is getting evidence on what's they seeing. They're up here really acting like they can blend in with us. Like they us. This was all this study and y'all trying to figure out, why would y'all be watching, y'all being followed? It wasn't really, just, trying to, steal your inheritance. They were trying to be you. They seen how you, the original, and they was like, okay, how do I become that? So they sat there and try to study you and try to pick up your intelligence through this, technology that they send towards you to see if they can pick up your conscious, and they can duplicate and try to make it within this clone AI robot, and they failed horribly. That's what this whole thing was. And they realized that we can't do that. We can't do that with these original divine ones. It's like it's not a match. What they're trying to duplicate through this AI, it's not working. And they're trying to figure out, and they keep coming back to you because they feel like they still can't figure it out. They keep coming back, trying to figure out what is it. You guys are low vibrational parasites. That's why. Are you not comprehending what type of species of what bracket you are? We are in high vibes and frequency levels, high up, connected to a high power. That's a source, the highest source. That would blow y'all robotic brain, I can't even say brains, because they don't even have brains. What are we speaking of? What do we come to? This is crazy. Yeah, they're trying to duplicate what, the Creator had created. According to Him, He put us in Him. Remember, we are part of Him, right? So when they look at us, they really looking at the Creator, the Most High. And they trying to really duplicate that. Trying to study you. Like, yeah, we can do that. We can make something like that. Are you crazy? So you gonna waste your time falling into every ditch, every puddle, to try to create something that can never be duplicated. Look at the AI versions that they're making. They're hideous. And not just hideous, they're annoying. They don't know how to do nothing. You're supposed to be part of a technology base that can pick up things and know things. But why every time it's service that need to be done, they start deactivating. One moment, hold on. Oh, we're sorry. It's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to know that. You a robot. You're plugged in to some type of technology base. Why it taking you that long? I know I'm not the only one irritated. Man. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one. I'm sitting up here like, this is a AI. This is a robot plugged up into this computer system. Why is it taking them that long to answer a simple question? I only asked one question. Only one. I didn't do 10. I didn't give you a whole paragraph. I asked you one specific question. One moment. We're still trying to get it together. It's all these. Just wait. Yeah, you would think that they quick on their feet. You would think they, what I'm saying? This is an AI. This is plugged into a computer system. This is like when you go on Google search. It's like that. You want the answer now. They glitching. They don't have the answer. And if they do have the answer, you gotta wait. Why do I don't want to wait. That was the whole point of you being there, so I don't have to wait. It's crazy. This is stupid. But the Most High, he will always put his people, he will always put us in the mix of all these idiots so that the Most High can get the glory. Like, you can never be me. You know how we be on earth, like these reprobates and these parasites and these demons can never be me. Most High like that too. He like, man, he been telling these devils that you can never be me. Stop trying to mimic me. Stop trying to be me. You can never. That's what he was saying up there before we was even in existence. When we kept telling them, stop trying to mimic us. Stop trying to make a copycat version of us. Because it will fail. You can't. This is something that you can study all day and night and you will still fail. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's certain things that you was made, how you was made, that you can't be duplicate. And they be trying so hard. They'll study you 24/7. You'll be under surveillance 24/7. And they'll just be trying to jot everything down, trying to, this how, all dotting all I's, crossing all T's. And it's still same result. Failed horribly. Yeah. They try and they take that to heart. Like, when they fail at it, they take it really to heart. Like, it really messes them up that they can't be you. They really irritated. They like, man, I've been trying all my life to be this creation. And I can't. Ding, 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 ding. You can't. So why even keep going with this? Why haven't you not just given it up by now? You're not the creator. And then it's like, if you want to be a creator, why don't you create your own thing? Why you got to try to mimic the Most Highs? Why don't you go, if that's what you want to do is create robots, why don't you create your, within how you want it to be? Why are you trying to mimic some other creators' creations? That seemed like a coward. That seemed like, why are you trying to do the same thing somebody else is trying to do? Why don't you come up with your own? Nobody said you can't be a creator, but why don't you create your own? Why do you gotta mimic and try to copy off another creator? That's bogus. You would never get no respect anyway. Like, even if you was, how you going about it, folks is gonna just say, oh, you were trying to copy off so and so. This looked like something that we seen before. You're not even going to get the admiration that you feel that you're going to get, because people are already going to know what you tried to do. You just going to be branded as a copycat, as basically like a bootleg, trying to be a bootleg version of somebody. They're not going to be clapping for you. You done took somebody else's work and tried to copy it and try to make it your own. It never works out. That's why you should create your own. Do your own thing. They just see us and they be like glorified, like, oh my gosh, yeah, we gotta create that. That's how they be, even before time. This adversary, he would go around here and he would really be obsessed with God's creations. And he would wanna, he knew he can't control it. So he was like, man, if I could create something, of my own and mimic, this creation, I can control that. Because at first it was like obsession of trying to control us. And he realized that he can't control us. He was like, why don't I just make my own? But actually try to copy that version, but make my own. You see that all throughout Hollywood. You see all bunch of it already they already got caught because with Carly B, whatever her name is, if I'm saying her name right, Carly B. I don't know these, I don't really be tapping into these folks like that, right? But there was somebody that already exposed. Carly B was somewhere in a whole different country, right? And it was like a little I don't know if it was like a one of them parties or whatever, and they seen Carly B, the AI of her at like some type of function, and they was like, oh, that's Carly B, but she was just sitting there, like she couldn't move. She was just sitting there, like the AI robot of her was just sitting there by the door, and she didn't move, and everybody was like, there was like a paparazzi or whatever, and they was like, videotaping, like, oh, that's Carly B, hey, Carly B, and she was just like, they're like, why Carly? And then somebody said she's not moving. So they had her just like a one of them statues, just sitting there, like propped up there, as a like just an AI, like an AI robot, a version of her. And she was somewhere across the country, somewhere, like somewhere with her friend or somewhere, or her sister. I don't know who she was with, but that same timing, they had did the. People, we ain't playing the divine ones. We're gonna do our homework. We're gonna expose some stuff, right? So the same time that she was with her friend or her family, with her child at the whatever that place that she was at, that was the same time that they had witnessed the AI robot of her was at some type of celebrity party as a statue sitting by the door. Now you telling me that this adversary is obsessed, is crazy. You would probably have an AI version of you that looked just like you somewhere. Somebody probably would have been like, hey, didn't I see you somewhere? Weren't you at the little party, the little thing? And you was like, what? What are you talking about? I wasn't at no party. I was at home. I was at no dang party. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. And they was like, no, I seen you. You was at the party. Not to be... without your awareness, you had an AI robot of you there that they tried to position you there. You at home, remember? But they have propped up an AI version of you as if you was somewhere doing this and doing that. You at home. And then you would have somebody literally like out here, like literally would pull over and be like, hey, we have fun. Remember me? Remember me? We was last night we was at, we was singing, through the karaoke, and we were having fun. You like, excuse me, do I need to call the police? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who you is. I don't know who you think I am, but that wasn't me. I was at home. They're like, nah, you tripping. Nah, you must really be still drunk or something. You must really be a little tipsy. Like, I ain't tipsy. I don't remember the last time I drank. What are you talking? Who is this? And you didn't realize that you had an AI robot. I'm telling y'all, I feel something happened like that with me. I'm telling you guys, in my lifetime, something happened like that. Something happened like that with me. I remember folks had me misconstrued with like so many people. Had me misplaced with a lot of people. They was like, hold up, hi. I was like, who is you? They're like, you don't remember me? No, I remember you. What? I believe they tried to I'm telling divine ones, I'm telling y'all, better check. Y'all may have an AI robot of y'all out here trying to represent you. I'm not playing. I am not. I wish I was playing. But this stuff is exposing. This stuff is getting to the light. I'm telling you, all them celebrities that you be thinking like they be them, those be the AI robots of them. Even I think what's the comedy little man? Kevin Hart, he even said that. He said that on Funny Marco's interviews. He said there's like 15 of me. He was like, there's like over 15 of me. And he was like, like try to downplay it like he was laughing about it. But that was true. He got like 30 versions of him. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They downloaded his intelligence, in those robots, and they created, within the laboratory, created his futures, and in him, it's not him, You know, they do that to like not just celebrities, they do that to divine ones too. Like I'm telling you guys, I would not be I would not be shocked to see all of us who got like an AI version of us walking around here. I would not be shocked by it. And it may be 30 versions of you because they probably kept trying to try to get it right. So they got like you might got like over 100 versions of you out here because, you know, they will keep trying until they try to get. Y'all see who cloned Tyrone? How many versions of him? He went to the laboratory. He was like, oh my gosh, there's over like 100, you know, 1,000 versions of me. You know, and you know how obsessed with who they is, you know, with us. You know they ain't tried to make a AI version of us. I don't know how many versions. I don't know. That's something that needs to be studied as well. How many versions of them that they tried to make of us? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure, since this is the era of technology and, you know, trying to create some artificial of this, whatever that they're obsessed with, I wouldn't be surprised. So that's why they don't really care if those who passed away, you know, because they like, we got millions of you. You know them, you know the musicians that be up, that they be like, so and so had passed away, they still got their intelligence in them AIs. They could continue making music. They can continue doing whatever that they want to do with them people because they already created, you know, many versions of them with their intelligence, you know, in them in the computer system. They got their voice. They got, you know, their, you know, it's sick, y'all. And some of them even wanted to do that. A lot of them wanted actually to be that AI. With their conscious just in the AI. They rather have it that way than actually be in their natural use. They wanted to, you know, get rid of that. And they wanted to actually be, you know, in this AI version of themselves. Yeah, no, we don't. We don't really pass. No. But a lot of people get stuck down here. We move on. We only get called back here because the Most High want us once again on to raise the vibration and to, you know, make a statement for Him, you know, and then we shift back to the higher realms. You know, we don't stay down here at all. This is low. This is where they dwell at. You know, in these lower realms. You know, why they doing all this stupidity, trying to get up? Because a lot of them, they want to leave. They want to ascend and they want to leave out of here. Who would want to stay here in this low realm? Where everything make you sick, everything is nasty, you know, everything's defiled, you know, everything make you sick. We got to do work on ourselves to keep ourselves up in high vibration. Because if we don't, we can get overtaken by this. You know, but the thing about us is we ascend, we go back, we go up into higher realms. They are trapped down here. The people you see down here, they've been trapped down here for centuries, years. These same spirits, they've been trapped for, I don't know, for decades, centuries. And they just made it as their habitat. Because they don't know how to ascend. They don't know how to come up here. And a lot of us are called to help some of these, you know, some of these folks down here. To help them, you know, ascend so they don't have to come back. But they keep doing the same old thing over and over and over again to keep them trapped, bound back here. They keep doing the same thing. We're trying to give them wisdom, knowledge. We're trying to give them ways of how to, you know, come up, but they stuck and they stuck in their cycles. Yeah, same old cycle. They stuck. Because you can go back and visit people from your past. They doing the same old thing. They ain't doing nothing different. You be like, dang, you still doing that? You still battling and having problems with that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. You not. We told you ways of how to, get, but they choose this. I'm telling you, it's a choice. They choose it. This is what they like. This is what they love, but they're going to be stuck down here. They're going to be stuck. They're not coming up. They're not moving on. They staying right here. And they're going to be bound to all this parasitic, toxic pollution BS. Low. Low. Overtaken. As you stay low, you getting overtaken by everything they throw at you. Now, they throwing stuff at us, but we up here. They just throwing it. We up here like, ma'am, sir. You not reaching. You can't get up here. All you can do is just watch. You ain't getting up here. This ain't even your bracket. You need to stay in your place. They trying to reach you like, we got it. You know how a little kid, how you be like trying to say, give me a high five. You put your hand all the way up here and they got to reach and try to give you a high five. You like, you almost got it. Keep jumping. You going to get it this time. That's how they is with us. They trying to reach and get us to try to bring us back down here, but we up with it. We stay up with it. This is where our seat is at. We can't come down here. We can't come down here. Because right when we come down here, we're going to get sick and we're going to get right. We're going to want to come right on back up here. We're not going to feel good up here. We're going to feel we're going to feel disgusted down here. We're going to go right back up here. That's so cute. That is so cute. I'm serious. So we really was like the Harriet Tubman, and, when we came down here, people was like, yes, because they've been trying to get up out of here for I don't know how long. So they really be happy when you do come, But it's like we tell them that you have to do the work, though. We're not just coming just to, like we trying to take your hand and then you like, you're out of here. No, there's ways. We're showing you ways to get up out of here. But it's up to you. It's up to you to want to do it. We can tell you, and we only got a little bit of time before the Most High tell us to move forward. Don't think that we're just going to have all timeline for you. Because we got other folks we got to visit. We got other folks that we got to visit. You're not the only one that we're trying to, break out of the jail cell. We got other ones. So if you playing stupid and you being dumb and you wasting time, that's your fault. You're going to get turned into a pillar of salt. We got to keep it pushing. That's how it's moving down here. And a lot of people you released out of jail. You did. You did your big one. You released a bunch of people that y'all don't even know about. Y'all released a lot of people out of jail. A lot. And then the Most High will even tell you, because he will show you through a dream how many people you released out of jail. It's like, really, you came and you delivered. I'm talking about a whole multitude of people. You would deliver. They ran, they got out. They never came back. They stayed, they up here with you now. They ain't all the way, but they at a point where, they can ascend. They can move on. And then you got a whole other multitude who tried, but they didn't, they stopped doing the work. And that work that they realized that they had to put in, they turned their back. They turned their back. They went back to what they known. And they got stuck. And that's unfortunate, it broke my heart, because we want to see everybody we want to see everybody ascending. We don't want to see people down here stuck. It's upsetting to us because we know what was down here. We know what you're going to go through down here in this low, realm. It's hell. It's hell. It's everlasting hell. So it hurts us that we got to move on, but we can't waste too much time because we don't got that much time down here. The time that we do have, many souls have to be enlightened. They have to be, they got to be, they have to be given that choice to ascend like they had a choice. The Most High gave them that choice. When you came, the Most High gave them that choice that, hey, you can get out of this trap or you can stay. So other people want to have that choice too. We can't just sit up here and just be going back and forth with you, trying to figure out if you're going to make up your mind or not. We don't have time. Other people need an opportunity as well. You ain't the only one. You trying to, let me, we just sitting up there waiting for you to make your decision. That's not going to happen. No. Some people miss their opportunity. Playing. Thought it was a game. And they missed their opportunity. And now they seeing you and they mad at you trying to trying to send negative energy your way because they feel like, that you abandoned them. You turned your back and you left them. No. You know what you did. You didn't choose to ascend. You choose this lower realm because you like what you was doing. But you don't understand that you can't have your cake and eat it too. The things that you like to do down here, it's a cost. You're going to be trapped. Some folks be like, but I like this. Okay, but understand it comes with you being trapped. You could do that all day, every day, but just understand that you're going to be trapped in that cycle. You're going to be trapped in this lower realm. So bye. Because now I got to go and we got another, soulmate somewhere that, we got to visit. Because the Most High calling them. But it's a decision. It's up to you. The Most High give you free will. He never forced you to choose, the higher realm. Choose him. He ain't force you. He just gave you a choice. These people make it complicated. But they can stay if that's what they want to do. We ain't forcing nobody. But just understand what comes with according to this realm. That's why I stay high. I ain't got time. You dealing with AI. You dealing with all this fake, artificial, parasitic, toxic, just disturbing to our frequency. You know how you guys have that that little beeping alarm that kind of, like if you don't change the batteries, how it go off and it just keep on That's how it is for within our frequency, our high frequency. That's how it is when we're in lower, in lower climates. That's out of our natural use. It's that irritating. It's like that irritating alarm that you need to change the batteries. That's how it is. Now I know they feel it. The ones who've been stuck down here for centuries, and I know if they feel like, ooh, Oh, I'm glad you got the word this morning. I'm glad. I'm so happy you did. It's a blessing to understand that someone got something out of this, because it be some edifying, good information. I just be praying that people can take it with them and, they look at life as being what it is. There's different levels and we are here to come up and the high vibrational beings that they witness, which is you and I that come around the earth. We here to help. The Most High called us to the ones who was stuck, who can't get out. They need help. But then it seems as though some of them, they be ready to get out. And some of them, they be ready to get out, but when it comes down to the work they got to put in, they turn their back and they get lost back into the trap. And you see these people doing the same old thing, and they look like they want to, they look like they tired. But they not going to do the works. The Bible states faith without works is dead. You have to put in things. You got to do things they're not willing to do. They're not willing to do it. So they stay down. They're not ascending up because they're not putting in the works to do that. You can't do nothing with those type of people. You got to keep going. You can't do it. You got to just pray and give it to God. But you can't waste your time on someone that's already showing you, not telling you, showing you that they're not going to put in the works. Neither really do they care. They just wanted you to just do all the work. And you already done the work. You let them know, I done the work. You have to do it. That's your problem. You have to do it. I come to show you what you need to do to come up. To get up out of it. These were these people that will always stay down because they looking for other people to do it for them. That's not how this thing works. You your own individual. The Bible states that every single person have to work out their own salvation. You got to work out your own salvation. You got to figure out where you want to be at according to yourself. Can nobody do that for you? I'm here to show you. I'm here to show you what you could do, and you could do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to put that effort in. That's too much. That's too much. So they stay down doing the same old thing that they know of, and they get overtaken. You see these folks out here, how they getting overtaken? It's sad. They became a product of this wicked environment. Like they actually became a part of it. So you got to leave them alone. You got to separate from them because they're endangerment to you now. They made it where I'm taking my place and my stand in this toxic environment, and you know where we stand at, so we got to remove ourselves from them. They already letting you know I'm one of them. So you got to remove yourself. Most I will let you know, you might want to keep going. Just like Locke. You think it didn't hurt Locke? That was his wife. Do you really think that, that was their mom? Their two daughters, that was their mom. They didn't want to leave their mom. They like, Mom, what are you dumb? Like, we got to get out of here. Like, we got to go. We got to go forward. Why are you trying to make excuses of you staying here and you know the conditions of this place? We're actually getting sick. You got people trying to get through the door. We can't even live in peace in our home. We got people trying to knock through the door, trying to get at us. And you can imagine how docile she was. Like, well, it's not too bad. We can do things to prevent us from this happening and this happened. Locke turned his back, left, took his two daughters and got out of there. She stayed and did the same. She was in the mix of doing the same old stuff with everybody else. Remember, this is his wife. This is the mother of his two daughters. Most High said, you better get out of there. Leave her where she stands before you end up being just like her. So they had to walk away. They had to leave their mother. He had to leave his wife. This is the days that we've been at, and it hurts. It do. It's not easy. It hurts. It's like, man, why could you not wake up? Why could you not want to do better? Want to get out of this? Ain't you tired of the trap? Trying to explain this to people, but then again, it's something that they like. It's something that they like and they love when they're down there, fooling around with these activities down here. They enjoy it. But then they realize that it's a trap too. They're like, I do enjoy it, but I'm trapped. So, again, we would just have to visit different soulmates, down here. And then a choice, they got to make the choice. It's up to them. They got to make their own choice of what they want to do. And we got to, if it ain't no hard feelings for us, it does hurt, because it's like we do see people better, doing better. getting release, getting freedom. But if that's not something that they want to do, everybody got free will. So we got to just keep it pushing. And at the end of the day, that's why we always got to cleanse our energy. We got to stay in prayer, because we see, people, and it does, that's choose the other route, because they really are entangled with whatever sin that they're doing. Whatever sin that they're in, they're entangled with that. So when you come and you there to really set the captive free, they so entangled with that sin to where they can't remove themselves. They're having problems removing themselves from that sin, that sinful nature that they're used to. They don't see themselves not doing it, And that's the thing. When you come up here, you're basically detaching yourself from everything down here. When you up here, you have no detachments from nothing down here, and that's something that they can't see themselves doing. So they stay down here because they love what they're entangled with down here. If anybody was wondering why, they constantly keep choosing, to hurt themselves, is because the entanglement that they have, down here, they can't see themselves not doing it. With us, we seen ourselves not doing it. Remember, when you are moving, the first move that you make is up here. Yeah. We see ourselves leaving. We see ourselves stop doing this. We see ourselves as this. Way before we move. We already moved up here. Now with them, they already see they can feel themselves moving, but they can't see themselves doing it up here. That's what the entrapment is right here. They feel it. They know what they're supposed to do, but they can't do it up here. They can't see themselves actually doing it up here. That's the problem. We see everything before we even do something. We already see it up here. That's why it's so easy for us to do it, because we already been moved up here. We already beat it. But them, they don't see it up there. They don't see themselves, moving or doing anything up here. They see themselves still bound to the same stuff that they've been doing for years up here. And that's why, you got to give it to God. When you're dealing with those type of people, you got to give it to God. You can't waste no time, because again, you got other soulmates that, is ready to reunite with you so that, they can have an opportunity as well. You got a lot of soulmates, that was given the opportunity in the contract, that you had down here, and you're supposed to been and visit them. See, hey, you ready? Gave them the enlightenment, gave them the, the opportunity to come up, to get up out of it, get up out of this. And give the other ones that having a hard problem, give it to God, give it to the Most High. Put it in His hands. You did yours. You did your due diligence. Unfortunately. Yeah, somebody said true. Yeah, I'm glad this is making sense to a lot of people. I'm so happy. We must really be, really be moving, shifting within our frequency of understanding this. We're understanding things that nobody really could understand. Like if I was speaking to some other crowd, they wouldn't understand nothing I'm talking about. And you guys just understanding it. That, oh my, this is crazy. So I'm just so happy that this is, hey, folks is getting it, taking it in of what's going on. So yeah, I don't want to take too much of everybody's time. This was a beautiful discussion about who we are and who AI is and what choices people, decided to make on this realm. you know, and what our position is and why they studying you. You know, why you been this scientific, you know, experiment to everybody on earth, you know, is because you uphold all the codes. You on this high vibration and frequency level connected to the highest source that no one can get connected to. Why are you privileged to have that honor? Because they didn't get the opportunity to get that, to have that, and actually walk on earth with that, where you can't be tampered with, you can't be controlled, you can't be put in a box. Your intelligence is out of this world, where you're beating Google, you're beating like the computer-based system. Who are you? Who are you? And where did you come from? Even the people in other countries, they're dealing with the same thing. People in other countries are dealing with the same thing. They're dealing with AI. You know, they've been put in to a AI system, computer-based. Everybody on Earth except us. But remember, like I told you guys, you might have some AI robots that look like you out there. That's the only thing that they can do, is try to make a AI robot of you based off of your outer appearance. It ain't you. It's an empty robot. It just look like you. And you might have many versions. That's why you will be out here and someone would approach you and be like, hey, how are you doing? You don't know them, but they know your AI robot. They know your AI robot version. They don't actually know you as being original. That's why you kind of like, why are you talking about you know me? You know, or you've seen me before. Or, you know, we had a good time, you know, the other day. You know, these are hints that you have a AI, you know, robot version of you. And they just so happens to run into you as being your original self. And they kind of like confused, you know, you kind of like, you know, make them feel so awkward. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Because, you know, how you reacted, you making it clear that, hey, man, that wasn't me. But they confused because they can't, you know, these people, you know how they are. Their intelligence is not in a level of knowing what's going on. You know. And like I already mentioned, just look at Hollywood. They got 1,000 versions of every so-called celebrity. The celebrities that be in interviews and be going to parties and, you know, you seeing them all on social media. Those are AI versions of them. That's not them. Some people be like, some lady was like, why Tamar, you know, Tamar Braxton, why she up there on social media? That's an AI version of her. That's not her. Tamar look like different. Every AI version of her, she look different. She may have short bald hair, and then she may have a wig on. She may have, you know, look like she got bigger. Then she'll look littler. They got all type of versions of them. That ain't the real original one. Who knows where the actual original one is? Who actually know? We don't know where they at. We know that ain't them. If they even still existing, the real original one. They just got them up out of here and they start just maneuvering with the AI version of them. Because you know we don't like to be controlled. And right when you can't control us, what do they try to do? They try to get you up out of here. And they try to create something that they can control while still trying to use you. Remember how the game is. They can't control you and you don't allow them to do what they want to do according to you. They want you up out of here and they want to create a version of you that they could use and that will be obedient to whatever that they trying to get you to do. But they can't do that with us. But they try to make I'm pretty sure you got like 50 versions of AI of you. And when folks look at you, they believe that was you of whatever that they have seen of the AI of you. You said, why do I like sunflowers? Oh, because the energy it brings to me. it changed the mode of my you know, my like bad modes. You know, if I'm feeling bad or I'm not feeling up to part, the sunflower, the energy it brings, it uplifts me. It keeps me up in high vibrations. And if you do research of the sunflower, it's always facing the sun. You know, if you go to a garden and you look at sunflowers and you look at how they present it, they always facing the sun. So they're getting good energy. You know, they always upholding good energy. So I keep it around me. It's sunflowers everywhere. Oh, you eating sunflower seeds? Sunflower seeds are so good. When I was younger, I used to always eat those. I used to always eat sunflower. I used to have a whole big bag. That's when, back in the day, when it's not just those little bags. You go to the store, they have a big bag of sunflower seeds. And I used to go to the store and get the big bag and eat it all day. I used to share with people. People used to be getting a little small bag. Can I get a little scoop? We used to be up there just biting it and just spitting them out. People used to get mad. They used to be like, y'all know y'all gonna get that up. Because there used to be sunflower seeds all throughout the sidewalk. All everywhere. It'd be so good. I'd be like, man, sunflower seeds is so good. But yeah, they bring good energy. They bring beautiful energy to you. You know, makes everybody like, man, they make me so happy. Sunflowers make me so happy. I'm like, yeah, that's why I like sunflowers. It makes you so happy. It just does something. I don't know what it does. It just makes you feel like I'm happy. You could be going through so much hell. You get around a whole bunch of sunflowers. You laughing. You smiling. You having the time of your life. You trying to figure out why. How? Good day. You guys know that the replay will be the replay of every live will be on my my YouTube channel, Sunflower Infinity. You know, so if you guys want to ever go back, you know, and visit these lives, you can definitely do that. I'll post this one up right after I get off the live. Now it may take like an hour because it's a longer video. You know, if it's like over an hour or something, it may take like, you know, longer to upload. But it's good to go back and look at it so that you can renew your mind to what's going on down here, because it's a lot that's taking place, and it could, you know, with all this information, you know, it could like go out one ear and then it'll go out the other. So you got to keep renewing yourself. You know, like it talks about in the Bible in Romans, you got to keep renewing yourself down here because it's so much, it's fast paced, and, you know, it's so much going on to where you can lose, you know, control over information, you know. Yeah, so I always try to record everything, you know what I'm saying, and post it and keep that knowledge there, you know, so that you could go back, you could be like, yeah, okay, this is what I was trying to upload, you know, within my psyche, you know, so I can keep this knowledge. And then sometimes they'll leave, you know what I'm saying, you like, you gotta go back, hold up, I gotta go back, I gotta get renewed again, you know. The devil is a liar. Because you will have spiritual warfare on what you know. You will actually been and took in so much information, and then the adversary would actually try to program you, would try to take the information that you do know and replace it with what they want you to have. And the devil is a lie. Nope, I'm about to go right back. I'm about to renew my mind to what I know, to what I was learning. Because I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they already got technology where they trying to scan our mind. They try to see what we know, and they try to and if they see that you knowing too much, they would try to send a bunch of just random false knowledge to you to try to overtake. Excuse me, you guys. To try to overtake what you do know. I can't make this up. I cannot, y'all. I cannot make this up. It happened to me so many times. So I had to save stuff
because they kept doing that to me. And I had to save the things that I had learned so I can go back to it, because they kept on trying to erase what I did know. And then all of a sudden, I'll have like thoughts of stuff that I ain't even, what is this even in my mind? Why they trying to download, trying to siphon, transfer things that they want me to know, rather than the things that I just learned. So I had to save it. That's why I'm letting you guys know I'm big on saving knowledge. You know, so you can renew your mind, because down here they would take that knowledge and try to siphon it out of your conscious state, and they'll try to put some BS that you don't even care about. Like, you be thinking about something throughout the day, something that you don't even care about. You like, I never think like this. I don't care about this. So why is this siphoning, you know, within my mental? And I don't even doge into it. I don't even research this. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? You y'all get what I'm saying. You know, they do this so that you could be docile to the actual truth. They don't want you too close to the truth. You know, they want to put in what they want you to be learning, and what they want you to know. You know? So you definitely got to save knowledge. I don't care how you do it, but save it. But once again, I'll have every live post up on my YouTube channel. So subscribe. Sunflower Infinity. Subscribe, and then it'd be like hour videos on there. It'd be like 2 hours, a whole hour video. So you might be at work, and you might be, you know, tuning in, or, you know, trying to get them replays back, or wherever you be at. You want to keep that knowledge on replay. Keep it on replay. You want to keep playing, you know, the actual knowledge that you need to, not this fake knowledge. You don't want to keep attending, you know, distracting yourself to that. You know, every time, you know, some BS happen within the social medias, they want you to attend to that. So that could be playing in your psyche. Rather, the actual real, you know, knowledge that you're supposed to be embedding. They don't want you to keep replaying that. They don't want that. They don't want you to be programmed to that. They want you to be programmed to what's going on according to these AI celebrities like Ray J. We know that's a robot. That's not real, actual Ray J. Every time I'm on Turn On Media, they got him there, and they trying to get us to attend to whatever he got going on. I'm talking about whatever that they programmed him to act, you know, in the act out down here. You know, they want us to attend to that, so that could be replaying in our psyche. Distraction. You know, it's crazy, and it's easy to fall for it too. It's easy to get programmed. It's not hard to get programmed. Remember, we in a program system, right? Programs is on 24/7. Everywhere you go is a program. Everything you turn on, it's a program, right? So it's not hard to get programmed down here. But you need to turn on the right program. That's all I'm saying. We can't change and shut down programs, because we're in a matrix system. That's what it's all about. Okay? That you're gonna constantly feed you programs. You're gonna constantly be getting fed by programs all day, every day. But it's what you decide, what you put up here. You gotta be like, I don't want that in my mental. I don't want that. You shutting down programs that you don't want up here. Because whatever that you tend to is going to be up here. That's why the Most High say, you know, discern what you put in, you know, your mind, what you watch, what you hear. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's going to be up here, if whatever you attend to. And teach that to your kids too. If you see your kids watching something or listening to something that they're not supposed to, take that away from them. You do that again, I'm taking that device. Because I already had told you shouldn't be watching stuff like that. You shouldn't be listening to stuff like that. Because it's going to start replaying up here. Everything that they watching it and listening to is going to start replaying. And you're going to be like, man, I don't even know my child no more. I know that's not the child that I raised. I know you didn't learn that from me. Who are you learning that from? It's all in what they're watching and what they're listening to. Same thing with you. You're going to start acting out of what you're attending, what you're listening to, what you're watching. It's going to start replaying, and you're going to start acting out exactly in what you've been watching and what you've been listening to. Yeah, and the programs is what you're setting in your mind. But it's all based on what you're looking at. It start being visual in your mind. What you listening to, it start echoing in your mind. That's why you gotta guard it, and you gotta be control over. Hey, no, I'm control over my mind. I pick what I want to put in there. I'm not allowing this matrix system to pick what I want to be reminiscent throughout my day, throughout the all disturbing my dreams. Because I got all this in here, and what they put out here, I ate it up, and I indulged in it, and now it's all up here. No, you got to start changing what you seeing, changing what you listening to, and everything will start changing up here. Yeah, they want you. They put it in your face like you must watch. You must watch so and so, and this is going on, and you like, oh, let me go ahead and see what's going on there. Now you got it all programmed right here. And it's replaying all throughout the day, all throughout the night. That bull crap that you just put in your head. No. Start ignoring that. Ignoring it. Like, nah, no, delete it. Don't even open it. If that's something that you don't want to be up here, start deleting it or moving past it. Start swifting past it. You ain't got to open everything. You ain't got to tune in to everything. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I watched the news. In my existence, the news don't even exist. That's all we know. That's all fake news. That's all control. Why when you tend to that, they controlling you? Why you think you go around people and they so fearful? Don't go do that. No, you ain't. No, you got to watch out because this is going on, that going on. Leave that over there. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You need to stay off the news. You can't even leave your house. They can't even leave. They scared to leave their house. No, it said on the news that, if we go down here or if we go leave our house, what's going to happen to us. Stay off the news. I'm talking about you. They thought just by them watching the news, that would be it. It's all up in here. So you can't even communicate or even go to the people who tune into fake news because they start projecting that bull crap on you. They start trying to control you. I'm like, just because the news is controlling you, don't bring that over here. I ain't controlled by the news. I'm going to do what I want to do. I've been doing this. Ain't nothing. I'm still here today. I've been doing it. The same old stuff that I've been doing, I've been doing it. So whatever they telling you in the news, hey, that's your business. Don't come over here with that. They want to get an attitude with you. See, this is why people don't listen. See, this is why the society is like it is today, because you try to tell somebody something and they don't want to. This will be the last time. This will be the last communication that we have. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Like, what do you really think that I'm gonna let you control me and what the news told you? And I've been doing this for I don't know how many years. I've been leaving my house at whatever time and doing whatever that I need to do. And just because you over there ain't left your stool, I'm supposed to be attentive to what you talking about. Ma'am, sir. These people lost their... Stay away from these people that are controlled, man, by this atmosphere out here. Stay away. Because they'll try to project that on you. They would literally try to project everything that's controlling them. They would try to project that towards you as if you're supposed to be submitted to whatever that's controlling them. This is crazy. Watch. Control what you see and control what you hear. If that's not what you want up here, do not partake in it. Don't even give it attention. Like, oh, let me see what they talking about. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's when you've been and got took over by you trying to see what they talking about. What's going on over here? You and just gave that power to control, to have some type of a spot up here. Yeah, social media. That's why I don't even be going on and be Cause I know some people can sit there for hours and just be, and hours and went by. You know how much downloads you do loading up here? Luckily, you'll be okay, ma'am, sir. That's why people be like really going insane. Because they downloaded way too much of nonsense, crazy stuff up here. It's like, you ain't put nothing that's enlightened in your mind that will keep you. You will put all this crazy. Why you think you got schizophrenia, you got anxiety, you got all this high blood pressure and all this crazy stuff because you have put all this madness up here? How are you supposed to function with a bunch of trash up here? They expect you to be okay. You ain't okay. I know you ain't okay. You ain't put nothing up here that will allow you to be okay. And then you all the stuff that they put, it just resonating like clockwork. These people going crazy. And then they constantly putting garbage in there. They after the garbage that they still have on in their mental, they feed it every day with more and more and more and more. And you really think that you're gonna be okay? Oh, I'm dealing with depression and I'm dealing with, I'm feeling off. I ain't been feeling too well. I know. We know. We know what you've been partaking in and what you've been giving attention to. I know you ain't well. It don't take much to know that. Like, oh, they trying to tell us something that we already know. We see you every day. We see what you listen to. We see what you partake in, what you watch. We know you not okay. Remember, your mind is a computer. And when it examine and it take in all this stuff, it's gonna be a result of how you gonna function. The result of is going to be how you function. What you feed the brain, that's what it's gonna go off of. That's why you gotta really be attentive to your children. When they try to be slick and go up in a room, no, what you watching? What you listening to? Because you're not about to become something that I ain't raised you to be. Because you could be raising your children as you should, and they can just deprogram to a whole nother being by what they watch, by what they listen to, and what they partake in. You've been raised them well. But just by them watching something all day and all night, listening to something all day and all night, they could transform to that very thing. It happens every day. And that's why the Most High tell us, guard your gates. Guard your gates. Guard your gates. Guard your gates. Because you can actually transform to that very thing of what you partaking to, what you giving your attention to. That's why I have so much boundaries. Because I know how the Most High created me and how I should continue to be. So I have to create boundaries. When you don't have boundaries, you're acceptable to fall for anything, for one. And you could change into something you may not want or may not like if you don't have no boundaries. So if you guys need to create boundaries to keep yourself protected, do that. Do that. Because you see folks is going crazy. Folks are losing their mind and they trying to figure out why I can't have control over my mind. Like, why am I losing it? Well, let's start with what you listen to. Let's start from what you watch. What do you partake in on a daily? Let's start with that. Once you start easing back on what you listening to and what you watching and what you partaking to, you slowly see yourself coming back to life, back to reality. Ma'am, sir. Yeah, my boundary is strict too. Oh, you can ask anybody. My boundary is strict. Folks can't stand me because of that. And I don't give a dang. No, I love the way I feel. I love that my energy works for me, my frequency work for me, my mind work for me, everything work for me because I'm taking care of it. When you take care of yourself take care of you. You know how they say when you take care of your body take care of you? That goes with everything according to yourself. If you take care of everything according to you, it take care of you. It makes sure you well. When you do yourself bad, yourself do you bad. I learned that at a young age. I said I need to start doing myself better so it can treat me better. And right when I start doing that, every time I feel weak or I feel something going on, my body snap me back. Why? Because I put that energy back into myself. Yeah, I learned that at a young age.